Hello, this is Mimi Clark and Nicole Oman of Gaia Blooming, and we are here today to talk about Jupiter shifting into Virgo. So Jupiter has been in the sign of Leo, the sign of the heart, the inner child, creativity, inspiration, since July of 2014. And now on August 11th, 2015 through September 9th, 2016, Jupiter is going to be in Virgo. And Nicole is the perfect person to talk about this because she is a Virgo. So she's going to have our back, getting us really tuned into the Virgo vibration.
Yeah.
So, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say yes, and it's going to be a very interesting change. So I'm excited for it because I'm a Virgo, but we'll help you through.
Actually, we're the perfect combination because I'm a Sagittarius, which is ruled by Jupiter, and then you're a Virgo. So we've got we're tuned into the things. So you may be going through your Jupiter return. If you had a birthday, I can't even read my handwriting here, in 1949, it looks like, to 1950. No, that must not be it. 45. I can't tell what those first dates are. I can't read my own handwriting. Great. 1955 through 1957, 1967 through 1969, 1979 through 1980, 1992 through 1993, and 2003 through 2004. But to be sure, check out your chart and find out where your Jupiter is. And Jupiter return, that's a beautiful experience because Jupiter is the sign of openness, wisdom, knowledge, expansion, luck, and truth. And it's been lighting up the heart. We've been working with our heart. We've been working and inspiring ourselves and bringing forth just expansive creativity. And Virgo comes in and Virgo's like, okay, now we're going to get this done. Now we're going to put in the work. And I love these energies together because Virgo can hone in. Virgo's it can have the minute details. It's it can focus on the microcosm, and Jupiter's the big picture, the macrocosm. So I actually think this is a beautiful balance.
Agreed. I love it. I didn't even think of that you are a Sagittarius. I'm a Virgo. So we're holding down the perspective of both point of views coming together and being out there in the world. So yeah, I'm really excited. So what do you want to say about it? And then I'll piggyback.
Okay. Well, I want to start, I guess with the Virgo energy. Virgo is ruled in part by Mercury. That's in traditional astrology, and a little bit not in traditional astrology. It's ruled by Chiron. And it's so thinking, our thoughts, that's Mercury. This mental energy meets Chiron, this healing, kind of this mystical energy. And to me, it brings this brand of earth magic. It's time to get into the physical. It's time to get into the body. We've had so much fun with Jupiter in Leo, expanding our horizons, expanding our heart, maybe bringing social opportunities to us. And now it's okay, got to get to work. It's you got your energy, that inspiration. It's in the vortex. And now it's okay, how is the universe guiding you to take steps? What are you being guided into? And I think it starts with really focusing on your body, feeling through what's going on in your body. I think one of my favorite ways of looking at Virgo is really looking at it as moving into the physical, moving into the body. Virgo is the sign of your daily reality. And to me, there's nothing more real for anybody in this experience than your physical body. And it's, I don't know, it's work in your life as an antenna of feelings, an antenna of thoughts and emotions and everything, an antenna that processes everything that's coming up. So I think the first step for Jupiter in Virgo is really paying attention to your body, seeing what signals your body is giving you, whether it's a signal to eat that cantaloupe or do some kind of detox, drink more water. My body's saying drink more water. Suddenly, I've been talking all morning, and now I can't. Taking in the small details of what messages your body is sending you, and then doing what you're guided to do in it. And I think recognizing Virgo is so practical, but there is this magical essence in it. So recognizing, especially with Jupiter, heightening this magical, because Jupiter loves the magical, recognizing, the divinity, the stardust that you are and treating yourself as that. You know, I was saying with Leo loves the attention. Leo's the sign of royalty. It's like, fawn over me, adore me. Virgo takes it a step further. It's like, I don't need your approval to like show up and be awesome. I just am by virtue of being. Virgo is the sign of the Virgin. Yeah, see, Nikki gets it. She's like, yeah.
Oh yes, I have my halo on. That's
exactly. Virgo is the sign of the Virgin. And I always go back to this. It's one of my favorite things about the word virgin is that virgin has nothing to do with sexuality, but rather means one unto yourself. So I think out of anything with the lessons of Jupiter in Virgo, be one unto yourself. Be expansive in your own personal self. Allow yourself to show up completely as yourself in this expanded form. Like, okay, I'm not looking for your approval. I got that, been there, got that. You fawned over me. Now I'm just gonna rock it because I can't do anything but that. And that may involve small steps and it may involve some work. I think to be ourselves, truly ourselves in this world, it requires work. But
yes, it does, says the Virgo. Yes. And it's okay to do some hard work. Sorry, but yes.
It's okay. It's all good. You know, but show up for yourself. I think that's probably one of the biggest things. Show up for yourself. Nikki?
Yes. So I love this, all of it. I'm like, yes, yes. The Virgo is like, yes. Okay. So first of all, I love that you brought in that you like the old way of thinking before we knew Chiron was hanging out. It was ruled by Mercury. That's why everybody thinks that a Virgo is very analytical. And yes, we can be. And we can also be very critical. Now, if you have balance in your Virgo nature, your critical energy isn't meant to be a negative thing. It's checks and balances. It's making sure the critical nature is just making sure that, is this really serving you? Is this really helping you? And we can like pick that apart and go, well, that isn't, you know, and kind of doing that. And that is the mental aspect. Discernment. Yes, that's a great, we discern whether like, wait, there's a bunch of garbage over there. We need to clean that up. That's gross. You know what I mean? Like that's not helping anybody. A Virgo probably was the one that discovered how to do a better system to do waste, you know, like we're like, let's clean up the crap. It's kind of gross. So just so you know that maybe this Jupiter might highlight where the crap is in your life. The crap people, your house is a mess, you're disorganized, you're a mess. And that's okay because the Virgo says any mess can be cleaned. You know, and you can clean it. You have to just take responsibility for where you made the mess. Realize like, oh, when I come in, I throw my shit all over the place and get new habits. That's your daily reality, right? But I love this new Chiron kind of thing, the thinking of Chiron, because Chiron is a bit of a healer. And I do believe that the Virgos are the healers of the zodiac. And we come in and we're like, we're not just critical, guys. That's one aspect to us. We do it with purpose. There's a method to our madness. We're not just these critical biatches. We are trying to help you live your life more efficiently and also just clean up what's going on and heal that. Because once you heal it and you tune yourself, like put yourself back in attunement to your own highest vibration, then you're working harmony on the planet and everything starts, the whole planet starts spinning a little cleaner. You know what I mean? So that's all Virgos try to do. I think we're a little misunderstood because, you know, but I see the beauty of the healing of Virgo. So as we go in the first bit, I would say a first couple of months of this, as we're in the new stages of this Virgo, you might, this Jupiter energy and it's expanding, you might feel a little overwhelmed because it might show you like, yeah, you keep a mess in the corner and it might bother you more than it usually does. So that means internally too. So if you've done something that's kind of messy in your life and you've been like letting messy people in your life or just kind of ugh, or you've been creating kind of chaos in your life, it's going to be highlighted. But if you're honest with yourself and not so over dramatic, you can start taking those little steps to go, oh, that's why I'm not getting that job. Oh, that's why, I am crazy in relationships. Okay. And you start cleaning that up. And by the end of Jupiter in Virgo, you might be able to see that you've healed a lot of stuff in your life. And all that inspiration you got in this Jupiter in Leo, voila, you are doing some action steps to make it happen. And it is starting to come to fruition because first you cleaned up what was blocking you, and then ta-da, you are manifesting it, because Virgos are all about like, yeah, let's bring it into reality. Let's bring it into reality. Let's make this real. Let's make it grounded. And if you have something that's blocking that, yes, it will be highlighted. But yes, Jupiter, that Sagittarius energy, is going to be like, it's all right. Let's clean it up. You're going to have extra energy. You're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. So just trust that bit of yourself. Trust both. Trust the little bit more of the hyper aware, the critical nature of it. Then trust that you also can heal it.
Jupiter is jovial energy. So as Nicole's saying this, I'm like, turn up the music. My favorite thing. This is how I clean. I turn up the music and I just power through, get it done, dancing my way through it. And it feels good, when you do it in that way.
I think of Mary Poppins, like when she's cleaning up the nursery and they make it a game and they're like, a spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down. You know what I mean? And Virgo is definitely very medicinal and great. So put up that music, make it a game. I had to make Holly, my daughter, she's 3.5. She made a mess out of her toys. And she was just fighting me every moment. And I made it a game, I was like, let's see if we can throw these little things into the thing. And if it didn't make it, at least I picked it up and put it in. But I made it a game and she didn't fight me. You have to do that with yourself. You have to make it a little more pleasant.
That's so funny because as a little girl, my oldest sister is 16 years older than me. She is a Sagittarius like me, actually same birthday as me, Virgo moon. And so when I was little, I did not want to clean. Sagittariuses are not known for their cleaning skills. And she actually created a song. And the song was, pick it up and put it in the box, boom, boom. Over and over, that was the song, but it got me, which is probably why I turn on the music now to clean. So the Sagittarius Virgo, making it fun. You know what, how I also look, speaking of my sister, this totally reminds me, I loved Sesame Street when I was little. And Virgo, I always look at Virgo energy, the healer, being like, the song in Sesame Street, one of these things is not like the other. One of these things just doesn't belong. And the Virgo energy like hones in on that. And I think that's what makes Virgo energy such amazing healing energy, because they can see what's out of place and they can see how to organize it, and get it so that everything is kind of flowing again, which is so funny because Virgo is this earth sign, but it helps you find that flow because it works with that Pisces energy that's directly opposite it.
Oh yes, and I could totally say that in my own life because this is what I do for a living. I love working one-on-one, and I can hone in like, that's where it is, that's where it is, that's where it is, that's where it is, and all I keep doing is, you're there. My clients sometimes get annoyed with me. They're like, okay, I know, and I'm like, well then, this is how we pull it back. This is how we pull it back. I know you're annoyed that I keep saying the same thing over and over again, but this is where it is, and this is where we got to flow it. And we are so good, and it kind of like, we feel it. Like when something's off, we're like, all right, what's up? What's going on? I know something's wrong. And nothing passes me. And my poor husband, I walk, what's up? Can I just have a bad day? Okay, you can. So we know this. And I love what she said about the Virgo energy being, like, no offense to any Leos, but Leos tend to be like, I love the validation. I love it. And And you're right. Like, we will sit in a corner and we don't need validation, but we have our halo on and we're like, okay, you can be right, but I'll watch everything fall apart and then I'll help you. You know what I mean? And so I know that's not the greatest quality, but but I love that in bringing that into your life is going, well, I do know what's right for me. So think of it this way. It's really about listening to yourself. So, and you might be wrong, but first of all, you got to go, no, I know deep inside, like, this is my path. Because it's not about the path that validates everybody else. It's not about the path that you need to take because you're going to get a bunch of validation for it. It's the path that you need to take because you know you need to take it. That's what the Virgo's saying. The Virgo's like, screw the path that everybody else has taken. Like, know your path. Know it. Even if everybody thinks you're wrong. So what?
Absolutely. That's 100% it. I always think of like the progression of the zodiac. It is just this kind of natural unfolding. And it's kind of like, in Leo, that's the inner child. And children do things because, for affirmation, a lot of times they also do things because it just feels good. And that's very Leo too. And now we've reached this state. Actually, it's so funny. I pulled this card. We've reached this state of maturity where it's like, okay, I'm not doing it for that affirmation, that outside affirmation. I'm not doing it just because, like, it just feels good and I'm going to eat all the candy. I'm going to do it because this is the right thing. And I actually opened up the book for this because I was like, I want to see what they say. I want to see what Osho says. It says, when you draw this card, know that, well, this moment carries a gift for hard work well done. This is our process through this year. Hard work well done. Your base is solid now, and success and good fortune are yours, for they are the outcome of what has already been experienced within. We experienced within this enlightening of ourselves, lightening our heart, looking at our love energy, expanding it, helping that light within. And now we're doing the mature thing and taking those steps. And I love it because the other card is completion. And I said this in, Nikki and I pulled cards last week on our GPS. I said, Jupiter and Leo, we think that all these gifts should be bestowed on us. And the thing is, they're gonna be. We have to put the work in. We put it into the vortex. I put it into like that spiritual realm, intentional. It's energetic, and now it's becoming physical. It's coming into completion. And I look at this puzzle too. Like, how when you're like a little kid, you start a puzzle, like, yay, I'm starting the puzzle. And then after like a few hours, you're like, oh my God, I just want the puzzle to be done. Well, this is the work. We're putting in those final pieces of this puzzle.
I love this for me. Because I'm a Virgo. I'm like, yeah, this is totally for me. But it's also for everybody else. I do understand. But it's like, I'm learning what hard work is, and that a little bit of good old-fashioned elbow grease is just, God, you're going to feel so good. You're like, wow, I feel accomplished. I'm so happy I put work into it. And it just didn't fall in my lap and was like, good for you. This is like, I pound the pavement. I have dirt in my fingernails, and I did it. I did this. And I'm mature, and I took responsibility for my life, and I did it. And I pulled a card, and it is, like I said, the aloneness card. This is not about being lonely. This is about following your own light within. He's illuminating his own light, and he's walking past. Now, the beautiful part about this card, the most beautiful part, which I think is very poetic about this card, is it is the Hermit card, and it is Virgo. So it is the card of Virgo. It's the 9. It's the card of Virgo. It's the 9 is also completion. Come on, guys. It's very perfect, right? But you have to do it from illuminating your own path. And you got to do it, and you got to get comfortable in your own aloneness. Because, like I said, people might not understand at first. They might not get, like, no, why didn't you go to college and do it this way? Because I knew that, like you have to say, because I know that's not my way. but I sowed my own path, and now everybody's looking at your path when you're done, you completed it, and going, oh, I get it now. Yeah. And when you sow your own power, you got light your own path, then you give people the unconscious permission slip to light their own path and go on their own journey and see their own sights. And so, and do what they need to do, because everybody has their own little locked up envelope with their little secret mission in there. And whether you decided to open up that envelope or not, it's your choice, but it's in there. So if you want to do that, you got to be willing to do this.
You know, I love that because, you know, Virgo loves to be helpful. It is a path of service. And one of my favorite things to say is that, you know, you are of greatest service when you're being one unto yourself, when you're being true to yourself. And that takes it back again into that Virgo energy of the Virgo, being true to yourself. And so this is your year to really explore what that means for you. You know, Jupiter just wants to know and has the ability, it wants to explore it. So, you know, you might get it right sometimes. You might learn how to get it right by getting it wrong sometimes. There is no wrong. You're not going to get it wrong. It's just going to be a good lesson for you. So just trust and keep trusting yourself. And I pulled one last card, and I pulled the stress card. And I think this is what happens to a Virgo when they want to get it all done all at once. This is what happens to anyone when they want to get it all done at once. And I love the monkey here. Monkey's going to pop your balloon. You don't have to do it all at once. If you find yourself getting stressed out during this time of Jupiter in Virgo, maybe put down the candles and take your monkey out for a walk. I always say, when I say this, take the monkey out for a walk, I always think of your mind. With that analyzation, it can get heightened, especially Mercury is going to go into retrograde at some point. Uranus is retrograde right now as we move into it. That can all stimulate the mind. So take your monkey out for a walk. Put it aside. Be like, okay, oh, I need to have a little bit of expansive view. Go outside. Virgo is the earth sign. Get outside in nature. Let nature breathe it in and expand you so that you can come in and focus on what you need to focus on. Because you don't need to focus on blowing bubbles, playing your horn, juggling candles, and, you know, hanging out on a balloon with your pet monkey, because the pet monkey just wants you to spend time with it. Whatever the pet monkey means to you.
And to, you know, go with that. It's like, to combat that, look, you just got to go with the flow, guys. It's just what it is. And you even said that, you're like, yeah, Virgo likes to do this, but it wants to find your flow. Yeah. And that's the way to combat that stress, is like, let all the shit that you think you need to do and just go with it. And then I pulled the completion card. So,
completion.
Complete your puzzle, complete whatever you started this year. And what I love, and I have a little bit of a hard time with this, is finishing things, right? I get like 95% done, and then I leave like a crack open. And it's like, my husband's like constantly shutting drawers behind me because I leave like this much open. And it's like, my husband was always like, just shut it fully. And what I get from this is like, this year, let's complete things. Like, no more open-ended things. Don't finish a project and don't finish it. Like, this time, complete it.
I love that. I think that may be the completion for this.
Yay.
All right, so for more information on this, check out the daily horoscopes. Check out on our Gaia Blooming Facebook page or Nicole Oman Facebook page. She posts daily inspiration, daily, what do you call it?
I just call it daily guidance. Yeah, it's just a card of the day, and then I just let you, give you a thought for the day and see how that resonates.
All right, and we have our GPS, which is on our YouTube channel. It's on our website, Gaia Blooming. We're all over the place. So for more information on how to work through this, check out all those places and, I don't know, feed your soul so you're ready to step up and do the work.
Yeah.
Happy Jupiter in Virgo. Namaste.
Namaste.